Okay. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Spirit lead me in the day. Mm-hmm. Okay, my YouTube. Paste. Oh. Yada 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 yada. All right. We okay. So we are in Job. Mm. Do, 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 do. Pen. Okay. And then going to the YouTube one. Pen. And here we go. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Job, chapter 15. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, should a wise man answer with empty knowledge, fill himself with the east wind? Should he reason with the unprofitable talk, or by speeches which he can do no good? Yes, you cast off fear and restrain prayer before God. For your iniquity teaches your mouth, and you choose and you choose the tongue of the crafty. And your own mouth condemns you, and not I. Yes, your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man who was born, or were you were you made before the hills? Have you heard the counsel of God? Do you limit wisdom to yourself? What do you know that we do not know? What do you understand that is not in us? Both the gray haired and aged are among us, much older than your father. Are the consolations of God too small for you? And the word spoken greatly with you. Why does your heart carry you away? And what do your eyes wink at? That you turn your spirit against your God, and let such words go out of your mouth. What is the man that he could be pure, and he who is born of a woman that he could be righteous? If God puts no understanding in his saints, and the heavens are more pure in his sight, how much less a man who is abominable and filthy, who drinks iniquity like water? I tell you, hear me. What I have seen, I will declare. What wise men have told, not hiding anything received from their fathers, to whom alone the land was given, and no alien passed along them. The wicked man writhes with pain all his days, and the number of years in hidden from the oppressors. The dreadful sounds are in his ears, and in prosperity the destroyer comes upon him. He does not believe that he will return from darkness, for the sword is waiting for him. He wanders about for bread, saying, "Where is it?" He knows that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish make him afraid. They overpower him like a king ready for battle. For he stretches out his hand against God, and acts defiantly against the Almighty, running stubbornly against him with his strong embossed shield. Though he has covered his face and with his fatness, and has his weight heavy with fat, he dwells in desolate cities, and houses which no one inhabits, which are destined to become ruins. He will not be rich, nor will his wealth continue, nor will his possessions overspread the earth. He will not depart from the darkness. The flame will dry out his branches, and by the breath of his mouth he will go away. Let him not trust in futile things, deceive himself, for futile uh will be his reward. It will accomplish before his time, and his branch will not be green. He will shake off his unripened grape like a vine, and cast off his blossom like an olive tree. And for the company of hypocrites will be barren, and fire will consume the tents of bribery. They conceive trouble and bring forth fertility. Their womb prepares deceit. Hey, Zather. I need to update that. I still have it in the pirate themed. Okay, Zather, you looking? You looking? This is nothing but water. It's got cucumbers in it. This is a 32-ounce water bottle. I've been drinking nothing but water for the last couple of days. Well, I'll drink some soda, and some tea, but mainly water. Chapter 16. Then Job answered and said, I have heard such things. I have water. Right here. This is water. It's got cucumbers in it. Makes. What up, Mouse? Okay, so before I get started on the next chapter, let me. um, Mouse, can you redeem some points for me? I think I fixed my redemptions where I can actually see them. And let me know when you redeemed. Yes, I saw it. Oh, I fixed it. Ah. Okay. I had to add a Twitch chat separate so it would I could see the Twitch. I need to see if I can add a YouTube chat right here too. Okay. Even though I don't have any YouTubers right now. Uh Okay, chapter 16. Then Job answered and said, I have heard many things such things. Miserable comforters, are you all. Shall words of the wind have an end? Or what provokes you, that you answer? I also could speak as you do. If your soul were in my soul's place, I could heap up words against you, and shake my head at you. But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and the comfort of my lips would relieve your grief. Though I speak, my grief is not relieved, and if I remain silent, I am eased. But now he has worn me out. You have made desolate all my companies. You shriveled me up. It is a witness against me. My leanness rises up against me, and bears witness to my face. He tears me in his wrath, and hates me. He gnashes at me with his teeth. My adversary sharpens his gaze on me. They gape at me with their mouth. They strike me reproachfully on the cheek. They gather together against me. God has delivered me to the ungodly, and turned me over to the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he has shattered me. He also has taken me by the neck, by my neck, and shaken me into pieces. He has set me up for his target. His archers surround me. He pierces my heart and does not pity. He pours out my gall and on the ground. He breaks me with wound upon upon wound. He runs at me with like a warrior. I have sewn sackcloth over my skin and laid my head in the dust. My face is flushed with weeping, and on my eyelids is the shadows of death. Although no evidence is in my hands, my prayer is pure. O earth, do not cover my blood, and let my cry have no resting place. Surely even now my witness is in heaven, and my evidence is on high. My friends scorn me. My eyes pour out tears to God. Oh, that one might plead for a man with God, as a man pleads for his neighbor. For when a few years are finished, I shall go the way of no return. Chapter 17. My spirit is broken, my days are extinguished. The grave is ready for me. Are not markers with me? Does not my eye dwell on their proclamation? Provocation? Provocation. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Now put down a pledge for me with yourself. Who is he who will shake hands with me? For you have hidden their hearts from understanding. Therefore you will not exalt them. He who speaks flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children will fail. But he has made me a byword of the person of the people, and I have become one in those whose face men spit. My eye has also grown dim because of sorrow, and all my members are like shadows. Upright men are astonished at this, and with it, and the innocent stirs himself up against the hypocrite. Yet the righteous will hold to this way, to his way, and he who clean hands will be together, be stronger and stronger. But please come back again, all of you, for I shall not find one wise man among you. My filtered water, too, guys. But but please come back, all of you, for I shall not find a wise man among you. My days are past. My purpose are broken off. Even the thoughts of my heart, they change the night into day. The light is near. They say, in the face of the darkness, if I wait for the grave as my house, if I make my bed in the darkness, if I say to corrupt you, you are my father, and to the warm, you are my mother and sister. Where then is my hope? As for my hope, who can see it? Will they go down to the gates of Sheol? Shall we have rest together in the dust? Chapter 18. Then Bildad the Shunammite answered and said, how long till you put an end to the words? Gain understanding, and afterwards we will speak. Why are we counted as beasts and regarded as stupid in your sight? You who tear yourself in anger, shall the earth force? The light of the wicked indeed goes out, and the flame of his fire does not shine. The light is dark in his tent, and the lamp beside him is put out. The steps of the strength are shortened, and his own counsel casts him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walks into a snare. The net takes him by the heel, and a snare lays hold of him. A noose is hidden for him on the ground, and a trap for him in the road. Terrors fighting for him on every side. Drive him to his feet. He strengthened his start, and destruction is ready at his side. It devours patches of his skin. The firstborn of the death devours his limbs. He is uprooted from the shelter of his tent, and they parade him before the king of terrors. They dwell in his tent, who are none of his brimstone is scattered on his dwelling. His roots are drifted below, and his branch withers above. The memory of him perishes from the earth, and he has no name among the renowned. He is driven from the light into the darkness, and chased out of the world. He has neither son nor prosperity among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Those in the west are astonished at his days. At those in the east are frightened. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him who does not know God. Chapter 19. Then Job answered and said, how long will you torment my soul? Break me to pieces with words. Then these 10 times you have reproached me. You are not ashamed that you have wronged me. And if indeed I have erred, my error remains with me. If indeed you exalt yourself against me, plead my grace against me. Now then, that God has wronged me, and has surrounded me with his net. If I cry out concerning wrong, I am not heard. If I cry aloud, there is no justice. He has fenced up my way so that I cannot pass. He has set darkness in my path, and he has stripped me of my glory, and taken the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone. My hope he has uprooted like a tree. He has also kindled his wrath against me, and he counts me as one of his enemies. He's, his troops come together and build up their roads against me. They encamp all around my tent. He has removed my brothers far from me, and my acquaintances are completely estranged from me. My relatives have failed, and my close friends have forgotten me. Those who dwell in my house, my maidservants, count me as a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I call my servant, but he gives no answer. I beg him with my mouth, and my breath is offensive to my wife, and I am repulsive to the children of my own body. Even young children despise me. I arise, and they speak against me. All my close friends abhor me, and those whom I love have turned against me. My bones clings to my skin, to my flesh. I have escaped by the skin of my teeth. Have pity on me. Have pity on me. Oh, you, my friends, for my hand of God has struck me. Why do you persecute me as God does, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were written! Oh, that they were inscribed in a book! That they were engraved on a rock, with an iron pen in lead forever! For I know that my Redeemer lives, and he shall stand at last on the earth, and after my skin is destroyed, this I know, that is my flesh, I shall see God, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another. How my heart yearns within me! If you should say, how shall we persecute him? Since the root of the matter is found in me. Be afraid of the sword for yourselves, for wrath brings punishment of the sword, that you may know there is judgment. Chapter 20. Then Zerah the Nunite answered and said, Therefore my anxious thoughts make me answer. Because of the turmoil within me, I have heard the rebuke that reproaches me, and the spirit of the understanding causes me to understand. Do you not know this of old, since man has placed on earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment, though the haughtiness amount upon to the heavens. His hand reaches to the clouds, yet he will perish forever, like his own refuge. Those who have seen him will say, Where is he? He will fly away like a dream and not be found. Yes, he will be chased away like a vision of the night. The eye that saw him will see him no more, nor will his place behold him any more. His children will seek the favor of the poor, and his hands will restore his wealth. His bones are full of his youthful vigor, but it will lie down with him in the dust. Though evil is sweet in his mouth, and he hides it under his tongue, though he spares it and does not forsake it, but it still keeps it in his mouth. Yet his food and his stomach turn sour. It becomes a cobra venom within him. He swallows down riches and vomits them up again. God casts them out of his belly. He will suck the poison of cobras. The viper's tongue will slay him. He will not see the streams, the rivers flowing with honey and cream. He will restore that for which he labored, and will not swallow it down. From the proceeds of business, he will get no enjoyment. For he has oppressed and forsaken the poor. He has violently seized a house which he has not built. Because he knows no quietness is in his heart, he will not save anything he desires. Nothing is left for him to eat. Therefore, his well being will not last in his self sufficiency. He will be in distress. Every hand of misery will come against him. When he is about to fill his stomach, God will cast on him the fury of his wrath, and will rain it on him while he is eating. He will flee from the iron weapon. A bronze bow will pierce him through. It is drawn and come out of the body. Yes, the glittering point comes out of his gall. Terror comes upon him. Total darkness is reserved for his treasures, and an unfanned fire will consume him. It shall go ill with him who is left in his tent. The heavens will reveal his iniquity, and the earth will rise up against him. The increase of the house will depart, and his goods will flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion from God for a wicked man, the heritage appointed to him by God. I gotta get a drink. Chapter 21. Then Job answered and said, Listen carefully to my speech. Let this be your consolation. Bear with me, I may speak. After I have spoken, keep mocking. As for me, it is my complaint against man, and if it is were, why should I be impatient? Look at me and be astonished, but put your hand over your mouth. Even when I remember, I am terrified, and trembling takes hold on my flesh. Why do the wicked live and behold old, yes, become mighty in power? Their descendants are established with him in their sight, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. Their bull breeds without failure, their cow calves without miscarriages. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance, and they sing to the tambourine and harp, and rejoice the sound of the flute. They spend their days in the wealth, and in the moments go down to the grave. Yet they say to God, Depart from us, for we do not desire the knowledge of your ways. Who is the Almighty that we should serve him? What profit do we have if we pray to him? Indeed, their prosperity is not their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How often is the lamp of the wicked put out? How often does the destruction come upon them? The sorrow God distributes in his anger. They are like straw before the wind, and like shafts that our storm carries away. They say, God lays up one's iniquities of the children. Let him recompense him, and that he may know it. Let his eyes see the destruction. Let him drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For that, what does he care about his own household after him, when the number of his months is cut in half? Can anyone teach God? Can anyone teach God knowledge, since he judges those on high? On one dies in the full of his strength, while being wholly at ease and secure. His pails are full of milk, and the marrow of his bones is moist. Another man dies in the bitterness of his soul, never having eaten with pleasure. They lie down alike in the dust, and warmth covers them. Look, I know your thoughts, and the schemes of which you would wrong me. For you say, where is my house of the prince? And where is the tent, the dwelling of the place of the wicked? Have you not asked those who traveled the road? And do you not know their signs? For the wicked are reserved for the day of doom. They shall be brought out on the day of wrath. Who condemns his ways his face, and who repays him for what he has done? Yet he shall be brought to the grave, and Virgil kept over the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet to him. Everyone shall follow him, as countless great have gone before him. How then can you comfort me with the empty words, since the falsehood remains in your answer? Chapter 22. Then Esdras the Thornite answered and said, can a man who be profited to God, though he who is wise may be profitable to himself? It is pleasure to the Almighty that you are righteous, or is it gain to him that you make your ways blameless? Is it because you fear of him that he corrects you, and enters into the judgment with you? Is not your wickedness great, your iniquities without end? For you have taken pleasure from your brother for no reason, and stripped the naked of their clothing. You have not given the weary water to drink. You have withheld uh, bread from the hungry. But the mighty man possesses the land, and the honorable man dwelt in it. You have sent widows away empty, and the strength of the fatherless was crushed. Therefore snares are all around you, and sudden fear troubles you, or darkness that you cannot see, and as abundance of water covers you. Is not God that in the height of heaven, and see the highest stars, how lofty they are? And they say, what does God know? Can he judge through the dark, deep darkness? Thick clouds cover him, so that he cannot see, and he walks above the circles of heaven. Will he will you keep to the old way, which wicked men have trod, who were cut down before the time, whose foundations were swept away by flood? They said to God, depart from us. What can the Almighty do to them? Yet he filled their houses with good things. But the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous sees it and are glad, and the innocent laugh at them. Surely our adversaries are cut down, and the fires consume their raiment. Now acquaint yourself with him, and be at peace. Therefore God will come to you. Receive, please, instructions from him. From his mouth, and lay up his words into your heart. In your return to your Almighty, you will be built up. You will remove iniquity far from your tents. Then you will lay your gold in the dust, and the gold of the Ophir among the stones of the brooks. Yes, the Almighty will be your gold, and your precious silver. Then you will have your delight in the Almighty, and lift up your face to God. You will make your prayer to him. He will hear you, and you will pray your vows, and you will also declare a thing. It is established for you, so the light will shine upon your ways. When they cast you down, you say, exhaustion will come. Then we will save the humble person. He will He will even deliver one who is not innocent, yet he will deliver by the purity of your hand. Chapter 23. Then Job answered and said, even today my complaint is bitter. My hand is listless because of my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come to his seat. I present my case before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, understand what he would say to me. Would he contend with me his great power? No, but he would take note of me. There the upright could reason with him, and I would deliver forever from my judge. Look, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. When he works on the left hand, I cannot behold him. When he turns to the right hand, I cannot see him. But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot has held fast to his steps. I have kept his way and not returned aside. I have not departed from the commandment of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than a necessary food. But he is unique, and he cannot make him change. And whatever his soul desires, that he does. For he performs what is appointed for me, and may such things are with him. Therefore I am terrified at his presence. When I consider this, I am afraid of him. For God made my heart weak, and the Almighty terrifies me, because I was not cut off from the presence of darkness. He did not hide deep darkness from my face. Sorry. I'll look at that later. Sorry, my husband's texting me. Since I'm wearing my watch, I can feel the vibration on my wrist. All right, chapter 24. Since times are not hidden from the Almighty, why do those who know him see not his days? Some remove landmarks, they seize flocks violently and feed on them. They drive away the donkey of the fatherless. They take the widow ox as a pledge. They push the needy off the road, and the poor of the land are forced to hide. Indeed, like wild donkeys in the desert, they go out to their work, searching for food. The wilderness yields food for them and their children. I had lemon in this bottle yesterday, so I can still taste the lemon with the cucumber. Where was I? They gather their fathers in the field, and glean in the vineyards of the wicked. They spend the night naked, without clothing, and have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, and huddle around the rock for want of shelter. Some snatch the fatherless from the breast, and take pledge from the poor. They cause the poor to go naked, without clothing, and they take away the sheaves from the hungry. They press out oil within the walls, and the tyrannous wine presses, yet suffer thirst. The dying groan in the city, and the souls of the wounded cry out. Yet God does not charge them with wrong. They are those who rebel against the light. They do not know its ways. nor bind its paths. The murderer rises within the light. He kills the poor and needy, and in the night he is like a thief. The eye of the adulterer waits for the twilight, saying, "No eye will see me." And he disguises his face. In the darkness they break into the house, which they remarked for themselves the daytime. They do not know the light, for the morning in the same to them as the shadow of death. If someone recognizes them, they are in the terrors of the shadows of death. They should be swift on the face of the waters. Their portion should be cursed in the earth, so that no one would turn into the way of the vineyards, their vineyards, as brought in heat and consume the snow waters. So the grave consumes those who have sinned. The womb should forget him. The worm should feed sweetly on him. He should be remembered no more, and wickedness should be broken like a tree. For he preys on the barren who does not bear, and does no good for the widow. For God draws the mining way with his power. He rises up, but no man is sure of life. He gives them security, and they rely on it. Yet his eyes are on their ways. They are exalted for a little while, and then they are gone, and they are brought low. They are taken out of the way like all others. They dry out the heads of the grain, and now if not so, who will prove me a liar and make my speech worth nothing? Chapter 25. Then Delad the Shunite answered and said, "Dominion and fear belong to him. He makes peace in his high places, and there is in any number of his armies. Upon whom does his light nor rise? How can man be righteous before God? Or how can he be pure who is born of a woman? If even the moon does not shine, the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less man who is a maggot, or and a son of a man who is a worm." Chapter 26. Job answered and said, "Have you helped him who is without power? Have you saved the arm that has no strength? Have you counseled the one who has no wisdom? How have you declared about advice to many? To whom you uttered words, and whose spirit came from you? The dead tremble, and those under the water, those inhabiting them. Sheol is naked before him, and destruction is no covering. He stretches out uh, the north over the empty space. He hangs the earth on nothing. He binds he binds up the water in his thick clouds, yet the clouds are not broken under it. He covers the face of his throne, and he spreads his cloud over it. He drew a circular horizon on the face of the waters, at the boundary of light and darkness. The pillars of heaven tremble, and the astonishment at his rebuke. He stirs up the sea of his power, and by his understanding he breaks up the storm. By his spirit he is adorned the heavens. His hands pierced with fleeing servants. Sorry. Indeed, these are the mere edges of his ways. How small a whisper we hear of him. But the thunder of his power can who can understand? Chapter 27. Moreover, Job continued his discourse and said, "As God lives, has taken away my justice, and the Almighty, who has made my soul bitter, as long as my breath is in me, and the breath of God is in my nostril, my lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. For it be, far it be, far be it from me, that I should say you are right. Till I die, I will not put away my iniquity from me. My righteous I hold fast and will not let go. My heart shall not reproach me as long as I live. My enemy will be like the wicked, and he who rises up against me like the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the hypocrite? Though he may gain much, if God takes away his life, will God hear his cry? When trouble comes upon him, will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call on God? I will teach you about the hand of God. What is the Almighty I will not conceal. Surely all of you have seen it. Why then do you behave with complete nonsense? This is the proportion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors and received from the Almighty. If his children are multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those who survive him shall be buried in death, and their widows shall not weep. Those he who weeps heaps up silver like dust, and piles up clothes like clay. He may pile it up, but the just will hear it, and the innocent I will divide the silver. He builds his house like a moth, like a booth which a watchman makes. The rich man will lie down, but not the gathered up. He who opens his eyes, and he who is no more. Terrors take over him like a flood. A tempest seals him away in the night. The east wind carries him away, and he is gone. It sweeps him away out of his place. It hurls against him, and does not spare. He flees desperately from its power. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. Chapter 28. Surely there is a mine for silver, and a place where gold is refined. Iron is taken from the earth, and copper is melted from ore. Man puts an end to darkness, and searches the every recess. For ore is the darkness and the shadow of death. He breaks open a shaft away from the people, and place forgotten by feet. They hang far away from men. They swing to and fro. As for the earth, from its comes bread, but underneath it is turned up as by fire. Its stones are the sources of sapphires, and it contains gold dust. That path no bird knows, nor has the falcon's eyes seen it. The proud lions have not trodden it, nor has the fierce lion passed over it. He puts his hand on the flint. He overturns the mountains at the roots. He cuts out the channels of the rocks, and his eyes sees every precious things. He dams up the streams from trickling. What is hidden he brings forth to light. But where he can wisdom he be found? And where is this place of understanding? Man does not know its value, nor is found it in the land of the living. The deep says, "It is not in me," and the sea says, "It is not with me." It cannot be purchased for gold, nor the silver be weighed for its price. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, and the precious onyx or sapphire. Neither gold nor crystal can equal it, nor can it exchange for jewelry of fine gold. No mention shall be made for coral or quartz, for the price of wisdom is above rubies. The topaz of Ethiopia, Etheria, cannot equal it, nor can it be valued in pure gold. From where then does his wisdom come? And where is the place of the understanding? It is hidden from the eyes of all living, and concealed from the birds of the air. Destruction and death say, he have heard a report about it with our ears. God understands its way, and he knows its place. For he looks at the end of the earth, and sees the under the whole earth, heavens, to establish a weight for the wind, and apportion the waters by measure. When he made a law for the rain, and a path for the thunderbolt, then he saw wisdom and declared it. He prepared it, and indeed he searched it out. And to man he said, behold the fear of the Lord, that his wisdom, and to depart from evil to his understanding. Chapter 29. Job further continued to his discourse and said, oh, that I were in the months past, as if the days were with God when God watched over me, when his lamp shone upon my head, and when his light I walked through the darkness, just as I was in the days of the prime, which the friendly counsel of God was over my tent. When the Almighty was yet with me, when my children are around me, my steps are bathed with cream, and the rocks poured out rivers of oil for me. When I went out to the gate by the city, when I took my seat in the open square, the young men saw me and hid, and the aged arose and stood. The princes refrained from talking and put their hand on their mouth. Their voices of nobles was put hushed, and their tongues stuck to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard, then it blessed me, and when the eye saw, then it approved me. Because I delivered the poor who cried out, the fatherless and the one who had no helper. The blessing of the perished man who came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. I put on the righteous, and it clothed me. My justice was like a robe and turban. I was eyes to the blind, and I was feet to the lame. I was father to the poor, and I searched out for the case that I did not know. I broke the fangs of the wicked, and plucked the victim from its teeth. Then I said, I shall die in thy nest, and multiply my days as the sand. My root is spread out to the waters, and the dew lies all night on the branch. My glory is fresh within me, and my bough is renewed in the land in my hand. When listened to me and waited, and kept silence for my counsel. After my words they did not speak again, and my speech settled on them as dew. They waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouth wide as for the spring rain. If I mocked at them, they did not believe it, and the light of my consonants they did not cast down. I chose the way for them, and sat as the chief. So I dwelt as the king in the army, as who comforts the mourners. Get a drink, and I'll start chapter 30. Chapter 30. Now, they mock at me, men younger than I, whose fathers I disdained, to put with them the dogs of my flock. Indeed, what is the profit is in the strength of their hands to me? Their vigor was perished. They are gaunt from want and famine, fleeing late to the wilderness and desolate and waste, who plucked mallow by the bushes, and broom trees roots from their food. They were driven out of the among the men. They shouted at them as at a thief. They had to live in the clefts of the valleys, in caves of the earth and in the rocks, among the bushes. They betrayed the braid. Under the nettles they nestled. They were sons of fools, yes, sons of vile men. They were scourged from the land, and now I am their taunting song. Yes, I am their byword. They abhorred me. They keep far from me. They do not hesitate to my face. Spit in my face, not split in my face. Because he has chosen me, he has loosened my bowstring and afflicted me. They have cast out restraint before me. They push away my feet, and they raise against me their ways of destruction. They break up my path. They promote my calamity. They have no helper. They come as breakers. Under the ruinous storms they roll along. Terrors are turned upon me. They pursue my honor as the wind, and my prosperity has passed like a cloud. And now my soul is poured out because of my plight. The days of the affliction take hold of me. My bones are pierced in me at night, and my gnawing pains take no rest. For by great force my garment is disfigured. If it binds me about as the collar of my coat, he has cast me into a mirror, and I have become like dust and ashes. I cry out to you, but you do not answer me. I stand up and you regard me, but you have become cruel to me. With the strength of your hand, you oppose me. You lift me up to the winds and cause me to ride on it. You spoil my success, for I now know that you will bring me to death, to the house of appointed for all living. Surely he does not stretch out his hand and against the heap of ruins. If they cry out when he destroys it, have I not wept for him who was in trouble? Has not my soul grieved for the poor? But when I looked for good, evil came to me, and when I waited for light, then came darkness. My heart is in turmoil and cannot rest. Days of afflictions can confront me. I go about mourning, but now not in the sun. I stand up in the assembly and cry out for help. I am a brother of the jackals, a companion of the ostrich. My skin grows black and falls from me. My bones burn with fever. My harp is turned to mourning, and my flute to the voice of those who weep. Chapter 31. I have I made a covenant with my eye. Why then should I look upon a young woman? For what is the allotment of God from above, and the inheritance of the Almighty from on high? It is not destruction for the wicked, and disaster for the workers of iniquity. Does he not see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked with falsehood, or if my foot has hastened to deceit, let me be weighed on honest scales, that God may know my iniquity. If my step has turned from me, from the way, or my heart walked from my eyes, or if my body, any spots adheres to my hands, then let me so and another eat. Yes, let my harvest be rooted out. If my heart has been enticed by a woman, or if I have lurked at my neighbor's door, then my wife's grind for another. Let others bow down over her, for that would be wickedness. Yes, it would be iniquity, deserving of judgment, and for that would be a fire that consumes to destruction, and would root out all my increase. If I would despise the cause of my male or female servants, when they complain against me, that what then shall I do when my God rises up? When he punishes, how shall I answer him? Did not he who made me in the womb and make them? Did not the same one fashion us in the womb? If I kept the poor from their desires, or caused the eyes of the widows to fail, or to eaten my remorse, my morsel by myself, so that the fatherless could not eat of it, but from my youth I reared him as a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow. If I have seen anyone perish for the lack of clothing, or any poor man without coverings, if his heart has not blessed me, if he has not warned me with the fears of the sheep, if I have raised my hand against the fatherless, when I saw I had helped the gate, then let the arm fall of shoulder from my shoulders. Let my arm be torn from the sockets. For destruction from God is a terror to me, because his magnificent um I cannot endure. If I made gold my hope, or said to find gold, you are my confidence. If I have rejoiced because my wealth was great, because my hand had gained such much, if I have observed the sun when it shines, or the moon moving in its brightness, so that my heart has been secretly enticed. My mouth has kissed my hand. This was this also has would be iniquity, deserving of my judgment. For I would have denied God who is above, if I have rejoiced the destruction of him who hated me, or lifted myself up evil found him. Indeed, I have not allowed my mouth to sin by asking for a curse on his soul. If the men of my tent have not said, who is that there that has not been satisfied with his meat, but no sojourner had to lodge in the street. For I have opened my doors to the traveler. If I have covered my transgressions as Adam, by hiding my iniquity in my bosom, because I feared the great multitude and dreaded the contempt of families, so that I kept silent and did not go out of the door. Oh, that I had one to hear me! Here is my mark. Oh, that the Almighty would answer me, that my persecutor had written a book. Surely would carry it out on my shoulder, and I bind it on me like a crown. I would declare to him the number of my steps, like a prince. I would approach him. If my land cries out against me, and it Pharaoh's weeps together, or if I eaten its fruit without money, or caused its owner to lose their lives, then let the whistles grow instead of wheat, and weeds instead of barley. The words of Job are ended. Chapter 32. So these three men ceased answering Job, because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then the wrath of Elihu, the son of Rishel, the Bezanite, of the family of the Ram, was aroused against Job. His wrath was aroused because he justified himself rather than God. Also, against his 3 friends, his wrath was aroused, because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. Now, because sorry, condemned Job. Now, because they were years older than he, Elihu had waited to speak to Job. When Elihu had saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these 3 men, his wrath was aroused. So Elihu the son of Bashara and the Bezonite answered and said, I am the young in years, and you are very old. Therefore I was afraid, and dare not declare my opinion to you. I said, age I should speak, and a multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in a man. The breath of the Almighty gives him understanding. Great men are not always wise, nor do the aged always understand justice. Therefore I say, listen to me. I also will declare my opinion. Indeed, I waited for your words. I listened to your reasonings while I searched out what to say. I paid close attention to you, and surely not one of you convinced Job or answered his words, lest you say, we have found wisdom. God will vanish him, not man. Now he has not directed his word against me, so I will not answer him with your words. They are dismayed and answer no word. Words escape them, and I have waited because they did not speak, because they stood still and answered no more. I also will answer my part. I too will declare my opinion, for I, full of words, the spirit within my with me compels me. Indeed, my belly is like wine that has no vent. It is ready to burst, like new wineskins. I will speak, and that I will find relief. I must open my lips and answer. Let me not, I pray, show partiality to anyone, nor let let me flatter any man, for I do not know how to flatter, else my Maker would soon take me away. Chapter 33. But please, Job, hear my speech, and listen to all my words. Now I open my mouth, my tongue speaks of my mouth, my words come from my upright heart, my lips utter pure knowledge. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. If you can answer me, set your words in order before me. Take your stand. Truly, I am your spokesman before God. I also have formed out of clay. Surely no fear of me will terrify you, nor will my hand be heavy on you. Surely you have spoken in my hearing, and I have heard the sound of your words, saying, I am pure without transgression. I am innocent, and there is no iniquity in me. Yet he finds me occasions against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet on the stocks. He watches all my paths. Look, in this you are not righteous. I will answer you, for God is greater than a man. Why do you contend with him? For he does not give an accounting of any of his words. For God may speak in one way, or in one another, yet man does not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men while slumbering on their beds, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instructions, and in order to turn away from his deed and conceal his pride from man, he keeps back his soul from the pit, his life from the perishing by the sword. Man is also chastened with pain on his bed, and with strong pain in ways of his bones, so that his life abhors bread, and his soul succulent food. His breath wastes away from sight. His bones stick out which once were not seen. Yes, his soul draws near the pit, and his life to the executioners. If there is a messenger for him, a meteor, one among those among thousands, to show man his uprightness, then he is gracious to him, and says, Deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. His flesh shall be young like a child's. He shall return to days of his youth. He shall pray to God, and he will delight in him. He shall see his face with joy, for he restores to man his righteousness. Then he looks at men and says, I have sinned and perverted what was right, and it did not profit me. He will redeem his soul from going down to the pit, and his life shall see the life. Behold, God works all these things, twice in fact, 3 times with a man, to bring back his soul from the pit, that he may enlighten with the light of life. Light of life. Give ear, Job. Listen to me. Hold your peace, and I will speak. If you have anything to say, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me, and hold your peace, and I will teach you wisdom. Chapter 34. Elihu further answered and said, Hear my words, and you wise men. Give ear to me, you who have knowledge, for the ears and test words, as the palate tastes food. Let us choose justice for ourselves. Let us know among ourselves what is good. For Job has said, I am righteous, but God has taken away my justice. Should I lie concerning my right? My wound is incurable, though I am without transgression. What man is like a Job, who drinks scorn like water, who goes into company with the workers of iniquity, and walks with wicked men? For he has said, it profits a man nothing, that he should delight in God. Therefore listen to me, you men of understanding. Far be it from God to do wickedness, and from the Almighty to commit iniquity. For he repays man according to his work, and makes man to find reward according to his way. Surely God will never do wickedly, nor will the Almighty pervert justice. For God gave him charge over the earth, or who appointed him over the whole world. If he should set his heart on it, if he should gather to himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh should perish together, and man should and man would be returned to dust. If you have understanding, hear this. Listen to the sound of my words. Should one who hates justice govern? Will you condemn him who is most justice? Is it fitting to say to a king, You are worthless, to a nobles, You are wicked? Yet he is not partial to princes, does not, nor does he regard the rich more than the poor, for they are all in the work of his hands. In a moment they die, in the middle of the night. The people are shaken and pass away, the mighty are taken away without his hand. For his eyes are on the ways of man, and he sees all his steps. There is no darkness nor shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. For he need not further consider a man, that he should go before God in judgment. Breaks in pieces mighty men without iniquity. He sets others in their place. Therefore he knows their works. He overthrows them in the night, and they are crushed and strike them as wicked men, in the open sight of others, because you because they turned back from him and would not consider any of his ways, so that they caused the city the cry of the poor to come to him, for the for he hears the cries of the afflicted. When he gives quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hides his face, who then can see him? Whether it is against a nation or a man alone, that the hypocrite should not reign, lest the people of the ensnared. For many, has anyone said to God, I have a born chastened, I will offend no more. Teach me what I do not see. If I have not, if I have done iniquity, I will do no more. Should I repay it according to your terms? Just because you disavow it, you must choose, and not I. Therefore, speak that what you know. Men are of understanding say to me, wise men who listen to me. Job, speak without knowledge. His words are without wisdom. On that Job were tried to the utmost, because his answers are like those of wicked men. He adds rebellion to his sin. He claps his hands among us, and multiplies his words against him, against God. Chapter 35. Moreover, Elihu answered and said, do you think this is right? Do you say my righteousness is more than God's? For you say, what advantage will it be to you? What profit shall I have more than if I have sinned? I will answer him. I will answer you, and your companions will with you. Look to the heavens and see, and behold the clouds; they are higher than you. If you sin, what do you accomplish against him? Or if you transgress are multiplied, what do you do to him? It is your righteous. What do you think give him? Or what does he receive from your hand? Your wickedness affects a man such as you, and your righteousness a son of man. Because of the multitude of oppression, they cry out. They cry out for the help of because of the arm of the mighty. But no one says, where is God, my Maker, who gives songs in the night, who teaches us more than the beasts of the earth, and makes us wiser than the birds of the heaven. They cry out, but he does not answer, because of the pride of the evil men. Surely God will not listen to empty talk, nor will Almighty regard it. Although they say you do not see him, yet justice is before him, and you must wait for him. Now, because he has not punished in his anger, nor taken much notice of folly, therefore Job opened his mouth, and in vain he multiplies words without knowledge. 1 second, guys. How many chapters are in this book? $42. Okay, so I'm gonna end here tonight. I'll finish up Job tomorrow. Mainly because the water's making me hungry. So. see. We'll raid out and then I'll end here. Let's see who's streaming. Okay, well. Woo. Okay. And